You're watching the Uneeda Horror podcast, and I can touch you for
We
once.
can touch each other. Whoa.
Whoa.
Not like that. Not like that, guys. What's up, everybody? We're here. We're in person.
We are.
Weird. Pretty weird, right?
Yeah. It's been fun though. It's actually been a really good weekend, and all of our friends have been here, and the convention's been great. And I guess we're just gonna kind of talk about the last couple of days and building up to this and all that, and hopefully this is cool for you guys. You know.
I think it will be. I don't know what the title will be. It'll probably be something epic, like, we finally meet, or whatever it is. But it'll be something cool.
Right.
But yeah, guys, we've done a lot of cool shit over these past 2 days, and we're gonna get into some more shenanigans tonight. We met, out of all the guests, we met the best one. Who was the best guest we met this whole trip so far?
Jeremy. And he was great. Jeremy was really, really great. He was animated. He was like Piz. I remember when Piz first brought Jeremy on camera years ago. Like, he was really, shy. But he's like a star now. Like, we went to lunch with Piz, and I've got a few video clips. I might make a little thing afterwards, but we went to dinner with Piz today. And I say dinner. We went to lunch. We went to lunch with Piz.
Out back at 11 a.m.
Yeah. And the coolest thing but we were talking about this earlier, when we finally got to meet Piz in person, he has, like, you just feel like you feel good around him. He's got this really positive vibe to him. And it was like a really, like, feel good thing for us. So it was great actually being with Piz for lunch. And Jeremy was just amazing. And he got up after he finished eating, and he was walking around the table, going by everybody and, like, looking at their shirts and pointing at the characters and stuff.
Yeah, I had a Halloween shirt on, and my shirt wasn't his favorite. His favorite was our buddy Jess Graham. He was wearing a Nightmare on Elm Street shirt, and you know how Jeremy is with Freddy. But yeah, that was awesome. And Christian was talking about it too. I've talked about before. Sometimes I'm like, I feel like Piz doesn't like me, man. Like, he's like, nah, that's just how he is. Like, he's very to the point. He's very, like, kind of stoic at times. In person, no, he's very. I don't even know.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I mean, he was great. I mean, he's funny. Mm-hmm. Whenever I wanted to go shake his hand too, he had a shake.
Oh yeah,
Boom,
death grip on my hand. He's. First thing he says to me, we walk into Outback, he goes, "Nick, you're a tall glass of water." And I'm like, guys, by the way, Piz is taller than me. But and he puts out his hand, and it's a firm handshake. He looks you in the eyes too, and he means business. And you're like, but he is funny. He was genuinely, like, it was super cool to meet him, because sometimes, I mean, you guys get it. Like, sometimes you worry about meeting people that you look up to or you really like, and then you meet them in person and they're not as cool. Piz is as cool. He's cooler. So yeah, if he's listening to this, shout out to Piz for that. But yeah, and then we went to the con today, man. And I don't know, you want to tell the people you met and talked to? Let's
back up. Okay. Let's back up. So the way I got to Kentucky was Jay the Stingray, who's a great, I've been friends with Jay for a while now. Mm-hmm. I went to his house, and when I stayed at his house, the first thing he did was like, "Hey man, you want to come up and see my movie room?" Mm-hmm. And we'll chill for a while, and then you could sleep up here. I got a mattress for you up here. I walk up into his movie room. And by the way, guys, this episode's obviously going to be the trip and us talking and meeting and stuff. We won't really talk about too much horror films, maybe a little bit, but it'll just come up organically. But so I get to Jay's house that night. I walk upstairs to his movie room. He had an 86-inch TV. I'm still dumbfounded by it. I'd never seen a TV. I didn't know they made TVs this big in real life. So I get up there. I sit down in his theater chairs, and they got the buttons you can recline back, the drink holders and all that. And we were watching, of all movies, he had Halloween Ends on, which is so funny because it seems like so many people hate this movie. And I get to Jay's house and he has it on, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I just had this Halloween Ends on. Yeah, I was watching it." I was like, "No, cool. It's cool. Let it play." And mind you, seeing it on an 86-inch TV from like 7 or 8 feet away was like being at the movie theater, kind of better. And funny enough, it was right at the cave scene, which was amazing. And I never noticed that much when here we are, we're actually talking about Halloween again, but the guy that was trying to date the granddaughter, when he shines a flashlight in the cave, I really get to see that shot of Michael where he's cowering in the corner.
Yeah.
In the theater, because the projection was so dark, I never saw that. So this was the first time I actually noticed that shot where I could see Michael. And right at that, as that happened, Jay goes, so I'm sorry, man. I kind of like this one. I didn't really like the other ones, but so I was just watching it. I was like, so you like it too? So it seems like the people that we were close with, they, for the most part, they like it. Piz liked it. You liked it. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's like we don't live in an echo chamber. Believe me. Like we talk to people that don't like the same stuff we do, but it just seems like the people that we're kind of in our inner circle, we're all pretty much in the same wavelength with this movie. And that's cool because we don't want to bicker about movies with each other. We do that enough already. But also I should announce, guys, I had an out with the bet we made on the podcast. I'm blaming it on Peacock and poor word of mouth, but I'm
staying out of that one. That's the Chad, and you can deal with that.
I'm not.
But it did take a spike in the
yeah. But yeah, so that was how he got here, and they drove up from Mississippi,
and it was brutal.
Was it 8 hours?
It was probably a little bit longer because we hit the Kentucky 5 o'clock evening traffic too. So we were just sitting there in traffic for a good hour. We would say we were 12 miles away, but it was still a 45 minutes left before we could, get to the hotel. So
then I get here yesterday around 12:45 at night, and man, I walk into a hotel room full of people. A lot of really cool dudes here that we've streamed with, that I've been on videos with and stuff that I never met. I got to meet Lorne. I got to meet Jess Graham. I got to meet Corey. Oh, we got some stories about Jess Graham. Corey, Chris. I mean, just it's been really, really cool to meet these, and obviously Jay. Jay, very hospitable to provide this. He's been a sweetheart about it. He hasn't asked for anything. He just wanted me to buy him some beer, and I did that.
And some Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, I bought some Diet Pepsi for Christian. But yeah, man. So very anticlimactic too, because yesterday we didn't take any pictures or anything. I got in at around 1. Everybody had already been drinking, so I was like, screw it. They pour up. You want to tell them about the peanut butter whiskey, Christian?
Yeah, we got this peanut butter whiskey. We went to the before Nick got here, we went to this place called the Liquor Barn, and it was like the Costco for liquor. And dude, they had everything. I actually put a little Instagram video on there if you want to see it. But it was a really cool store. They had all kinds of liquor, wine for days, and Jay just filled up a basket. He filled up a basket. We're still drinking it. But the peanut butter liquor is so good. We all got pretty twisted, last night just drinking.
But nobody more than Jess Graham.
Jess Graham.
And Jay the Stingray.
Yeah. Jess was so drunk and just like out of it. He started smoking a cigarette in the hotel room for a second. And Jay, who never raises his voice, is like, "No, Jess, stop." But we had fun. We played, it was great. We've made it a point today, like, hey, let's stop, let's take some pictures and stuff like that. But I like to live in the moment, which is not really good being a YouTuber because I don't document as much as I should. But I just wanted to relax, enjoy it. Let's kick back, just chill. Don't worry about the cameras or nothing yet. We started doing that today, obviously, but last night was just chill time, and just fucking hang out, bullshit with each other, and relax. So
not just that. I mean, it to that point too. It's like. It's also really cool to know, you talk to these guys. I've been talking to Christian regularly for 1.5 years now, but we've known each other longer than that. And so, like, you obviously get along when you're doing streams and whatnot. And you're texting every day and whatnot. But like, then getting here last night and like the environment, it was just like totally cool. Like nothing was weird. Like it didn't seem like out of place, which was really cool because then it's like, all right, I actually do get along with these people in real life too. That's pretty cool. Nothing's been weird. We've had a really good time and it's been kind of crazy. It's been a carousel of people and going places and doing things. But at the end of the day, I pretty much just followed him around everywhere because I don't know, I don't know how horror cons work and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. And then today was my first horror con. I've never been to one. And so he was kind of showing me the ropes and giving me advice on that. But we started off with Christian doing some of what he wanted to do. You want to tell the people who you met, what you thought of them?
Yeah. I actually got part of it right here too. We'll look at it. But the people I wanted to meet for sure were the Return of the Living Dead 2 people. And I have Tom Matthews, and which sounds funny if you hear me say that, like, what do you mean you have Tom Matthews? Well, he's in Return of the Living Dead 2. So when I met him, I didn't get him to sign a Jason Lives picture or a Return of the Living Dead picture. I got him to sign a Return of the Living Dead 2 picture because I just really wanted him to. So I met the older sister of Jesse from Return of the Living Dead 2. Her name is Marcia. And we just had a love fest. She knew I was her biggest fan that she was going to meet that weekend. I had my shirt on, and she was just amazing. And I mean, she was so pretty in that movie. Look at her. I love her.
She still is, guys.
She was lovely. So I was so happy to see her. And my wall space is limited. So you've got to be special for me to want to get your autograph and get the picture and stuff. And that was great. Then I had Michael Kenworthy, who is Jesse from the movie. There's Jesse in the photo with all the zombie extras. I met him and we had a great conversation too. And man, it really was awesome. They were so awesome. They gave me all the time I wanted. We talked for a while. So I've got everybody except Suzanne Snyder that I need that I can get, quite frankly, because James Cameron has passed away. But Suzanne Snyder is on my list, and I'll be really happy with my Return of the Living Dead 2 pictures. So no lines. I basically walked right up to him. So.
And Marcia even told Christian to come back later near the end because she wanted to keep talking to him. Yeah, so he made an impression.
We had a little thing going on, but it really was awesome. And we talked about Dana Ashbrook, who I wanted to meet and get an autograph for Sydney, my wife, because he's a Twin Peaks person too. Actually, he canceled on this to go to a Twin Peaks convention, which kind of sucks. But it was awesome. So I was so glad I came. That was actually, she said, her third convention she's ever done. So yeah, I mean, I just was so happy to get these, and I've just that I can't wait to frame this up and post that, put that in the horror room. So because I've got my Return of the Living Dead section set up, so it's going to be great to have that on there. But the first thing we did, I told Nick the way I operate at a convention is you walk around the whole thing one good time and just get your feel of everything, and don't just throw all your eggs in one basket. Like if you see something you like, say, oh, let me just get in this line and do this, because you never know. Maybe you'll look at some of the shops and there'll be one of something left that you wanted, or you could get it. Otherwise, it could be gone by the time you get over there. So I always like to do one giant lap, and that's what we did. And then I knocked out my two people, and then we watched a movie Booth, but they weren't there at the time. So we were like, damn it, because when we interviewed them on the show a while back, they said they were planning on. I think they said they would. That's where I heard they said they were going to be there. So we were hoping to meet those guys there. And then, while we were doing that first lap, Christian, you remember we were not even 10 feet away from a legend. I mean, we could see him. Everybody at Scarefest this weekend was here for one person, it seemed like, and that was Robert Englund. And all of his stuff sold out. We didn't even think about it. It was like 150, and the man is a legend, so he's earned that. But when we were doing the lap, we stopped for a minute and we could see him right in front of us signing. And Christian said, "This is my picture right here. I'm taking a mental picture, picture." And it was really cool to see him. And then I went around and I got a couple autographs. We also met Michael Berryman. Christian also did get a Hills Have Eyes signature from him, right? Yeah, we'll tell that story.
Okay, but we'll tell that one. So then I met Christina Klebe, who is Linda from Rob Zombie's Halloween, and the beautiful Linda.
Yeah, and she looked great too.
She said, "Nick, totally rock on." XO, Christina Klebe, Linda. She was great. And Christian convinced me to get this one instead of the picture of her getting choked by Michael, because he was like, you can go to another con down the road and get Danielle and Scout, and then obviously hang that up with the three girls. So that was awesome. And then one of the biggest draws for me was Bill Moseley. And so getting to meet Bill, wrote to Nick, Run Rabbit Run. And he was a gem. He was a really, really nice guy. And Christian will have more to talk about with Bill, because he had an experience with Bill as well.
Well, the funny thing is with the first girl, her name is Christina. So Nick was like, should I go to Christina or should I go to Dee Wallace? And no, it was not Dee Wallace. It was Lisa Wilcox.
Yep.
And I actually said, dude, I would go to Christina. She's probably going to be cheaper. I'm not saying Lisa overcharges, but I got her autograph, and I remember what it was 4 or 5 years ago, and they're charging more nowadays. They just are. No disrespect. They're playing the game and they're making their money, but our job as consumers is to get the best deals we can, So we ended up going to Christina, and when we went to go meet her, I thought everything was fine. We got the picture, we got the autograph, and we walked away. And then all of a sudden,
well, guys, I should say while we were talking to her, it actually got to a point where she had a little bit of a line forming behind us. So I kind of felt bad. I felt like we were holding her up, but she kept talking to us, and I was like, well, I'm not going to tell this celebrity like, hey, bye, I'm done talking to you. So I kept talking to her. It was going really well. She was really sweet, and we were like, okay. We walk away. About 5 minutes later, we're going to buy some trinkets, and I open my wallet and I said, Christian, I didn't pay Christina. And he goes, shh. And he's like, see, I told you it was a better deal. And it's like, I felt bad. But at the same time, one, I told myself this probably happens all the time at these cons, especially when they're hitting it off with someone and they're really getting along. And two, a lot of times at these cons, sometimes they will do things for free because they really are enjoying the conversation they're having with someone. Sometimes I'm sure at cons, they'll be walking from booths or whatever. And if they're walking and you go, can I snap a selfie? They'll, sure, whatever. So I genuinely don't think she even really cared. And more to that, Christian's experience with Bill Moseley proves that sometimes they do that stuff for free. Because what happened with Bill after he did this for me?
Yeah, so that was cool. And honestly, I never thought Bill was a mean guy. I've just never seen him go out of his way, in my experience with conventions in the past, do this kind of stuff. But then again, I only see him for 5 or 6 minutes at a time. So Nick wanted to go see Bill, and Bill had he happened to finally get a break in his line where it eased up a little bit. So we went to Bill, and I remember saying, Nick, ask him about Halloween 2, because I've read about it, he's read about it, and his story was interesting because I was for sure he was going to say I got in a fight with Bob Weinstein, whatever. What did he say again? I don't really remember.
Said what he said was
it's kind of boring, quite honestly.
He filmed for a day for Uncle Seymour Coffins, the Halloween party dude, the jokester, and he was done. He went home, and a few weeks later, he got a call that they needed to do pickup shots, and it had to be the next day. And so he had to rework his schedule to get a flight back to Georgia to do that. And then when he gets there, not Rob himself, but people affiliated with the studio, Dimension, were like, we already did the pickups, so we don't need you. So he was like, I essentially got fired. Like, they just replaced me, which is a bummer. But he also did confirm to us, because I said it probably had to do with a lot of the studio interference with that movie, right? And he was like, yeah. And also, I don't want to give anybody hope or anything, but, we mentioned something about how 3 from Hell was open, like left really open-ended or whatever. And if they'd ever do another one, he's like, sure, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do another one. So, and we were talking about it in the car. That's Rob's ace in the hole. So don't be surprised if he makes another one of those down the road. It sounds like Bill would be game. But he was such a nice guy. And Christian brought out a deep cut that Bill really liked. So he got a reward for it. What was that deep cut?
Yeah, so I got a free autograph of him on a cover of Prisoners of the Ghostland, the Nick Cage movie that Bill was in. So after Nick got his picture and everything, I just walked up to shake his hand real quick, and I said, Bill, I want to say I really enjoyed your Clint Eastwood stories on Charles Band's podcast, and that's a great podcast, by the way. And he said thank you, and then just last second, because it popped in my head, I said, oh, Bill, dude, Prisoners of the Ghostland, you were great in that. Like, that movie was amazing. And he kind of stopped for a second, and he goes, like, he was just, I guess, surprised somebody mentioned something besides Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 or Halloween or Devil's Rejects. And he goes, 1 second. And he reached down under his desk, pulled this awesome picture out with Nick Cage on the front and Bill, and he just signed it for free and said, dude, he was basically like, thank you for actually being an actual fan that watches other stuff that I've been in. So I got this for free, and my wife was really happy about that. Not because Bill Moseley's on it, because Nick Cage is on it. Let's just get that straight right away, because Nick Cage is the fucking man. So great. That was just really, really cool. So I got that for free, man. Yeah.
And then we stopped off with Michael Berryman, who
he was awesome.
He's a legend in and of himself. Hills Have Eyes, Devil's Rejects. He's done One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He's done a lot of stuff. You guys know him. I saw his booth and I said, "You want to go over there and say hi to him?" He's like, "Yeah, I kind of do." And he was really cool. He took pictures with us. He pretended to choke me out.
Which was funny because I just stopped taking like the second I let after the picture went off, that's when he went to go choke you. And he scared the shit out of me because I didn't think he would, because he's like a grandpa. He's able, he's sound of mind, but he's a grandpa. So he was just kind of moving slow. Then he goes, just out of nowhere.
But he started telling us stories, man. Christian, one of the first things he asked, it was the first thing he said, I got to know about Rob. He's like, Rob always seems like the chillest, coolest dude. Is he actually that way? And Michael's like, yeah, he really is. And Christian's like, does he ever get worked up? Does he ever yell? He's like, no, he really doesn't. He's one of the easiest people to work with. And he said, I would work with Rob, again. And he actually seemed a little bummed. Christian asked him about not being in the Munsters. He seemed a little bummed a little bit that he wasn't in it. He was like, yeah, I would have done it. And it's like, yeah, you should have. They should have given you a role. Yeah. But he turned into a patball, man, where he was telling us stories. And people were walking up, and he would turn to them and continue telling the story like they were in on the story the whole time.
Like they've been listening the whole time. It was so funny. But I asked him about because I didn't know he had scenes in The Crow before Brandon Lee passed away. He was going to be the ghost cowboy, or the skull cowboy or something. The images of it were stunning. And so I asked him about that, and he was telling us what happened. I kind of regret not getting his Devil's Rejects picture, but I got the Hills Have Eyes because I figured it's about as classic of Michael Berryman as you can get. But, the Devil's Rejects picture of him was really funny. Mm-hmm. But, it is what it is. But he was great, talked to us, didn't rush us out. It's just really cool when they take the time to just, not only answer your question, but, go on to something else on accident when they start talking.
And everybody we met and talked to was that way. Yeah. I didn't feel like any of them rushed us out. Obviously, some of the bigger name people that were there, we didn't even attempt it just because it wasn't worth it to us in the sense of some of them Christian's already met. And two, a lot of the people were there for people like Kane Hodder and Robert Englund. And it's like, you're going to be waiting a while in these lines. And it's just like, it's cool. I mean, we were still 5 feet away from him. We walked right past Kane Hodder. We walked right past Miguel Nunez. We walked right past Felissa Rose on the floor. She was just walking right past us. I mean, we walked right past her. She looks great. It's just cool, man. I mean, it was weird. This is my first con. So I'm literally in a room with a bunch of people that I've watched in so many movies. I'm right next to them. And that was really cool. That was definitely an interesting thing to experience. But then we come back, we circle back, and Mike and Jay are back. And so Christian goes, do you think they'll notice? Do you think they'll recognize us? And I was like, man, I hope so. That wasn't that long ago. And he was like, all right, well, let's see, let's screw it. And we walk up and they immediately go, oh, hey, what's up, man? Like they knew who we were and they shook our hands. And Mike and Jay, if they're listening to this or whatever, we want to put this out there. They invited us to go get drinks with them tonight. And we totally would have, but it's more of a group thing we got going on here. We're kind of on everybody else's time and, ride situation and everything like that. So it was more like, hey, we're keeping it what we're doing here, but really appreciate the fact that they thought of us that way and that they remembered us, because I would have loved to have some beers with them and get stupid with them. But yeah, Mike and Jay were super cool. They mentioned wanting to come on the podcast again. We already talked about we'd love to have them on again down the road. So we'll make that happen again for you guys. But they were awesome, man. They really were. And it's got to be cool. As YouTubers ourselves, you kind of aspire to eventually be able to do something like that, to where you're at one of those cons and people are literally there to see you as a YouTuber. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they were great. They were really cool. And they look exactly the same.
And Jay was drinking a Michelob Ultra.
So Mike's actually a pretty lean guy. He's in shape, but he's pretty lean. I thought he would be a little, not huskier, but just wider. Mm-hmm. But Jay is literally, Jay is Jay. I don't know how else to put it. He's great. They were great guys. So
yeah, met their wives. They were there. It was a whole family affair. But yeah, man, it was funny. Jay's got his Michelob Ultra underneath the table, and I was just like, man. And I watch a lot of their streams. If you guys do too, he's literally always drinking Michelob Ultra. So it was just funny. I'm like, even at a con, Jay, just you stay you, Jay. But then we bought some trinkets, man. We went and got some. Did you bring any of that with you?
Yeah, I got it all right here.
Okay. And it was worth every penny, guys. Just gonna say it.
I got a Jason X mask. That's cool. It's only $40.
Handmade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So I'm gonna get I'm gonna get some kind of a wooden, what you might call it, and then stick it on there. I got me a little squishy tar man. for Sydney. I know she'd love that. She loves that kind of stuff on the couch. And then me and Nick got these like VHS tapes. I got Friday 3, but they're just filled to the brim with all kinds of like stickers and magnets. They're actually really, really, really cool. All kinds of great stuff. Mini VHS tapes. Mm-hmm. So I was gonna get the Nightmare 4 one, and it was actually a con exclusive. But I gotta be honest, like I'm so picky with Nightmare art. If it was just a poster for Nightmare 4 on the front, I would have been like, no question. But it's not that the artwork was bad on it. It's just I feel like they try too hard with the Nightmare stuff, and they overdo some of it. So I just ended up going with the Nightmare 3.
And then he also got the T-shirt he's wearing.
Yeah, we got these. Shockwaves, Ken Wiederhorn movie about Nazis who take over a boat. Great movie. And then I just got a couple of the Scarefest shirts. What happened was Jeremy was wearing his at dinner today, and they looked so good. So I just got one for me and one for Sydney. But I think that's about it. And then we might go back tomorrow with Jay because Jay was so hungover he couldn't even go. Oh, so let me tell this funny story really quick. So we go to dinner with Piz. I keep saying dinner. It was lunch, but whatever. Dinner, lunch, whatever. I'll just leave that right there. So we go to lunch. Everybody has a good time, and Piz all goes, let's go back to y'all's hotel room. I want to go just get in bed with Jay. And I'm thinking, Lauren, I'll share the link for the video Lauren's gonna make, and I'm sure all of us will because we're all gonna be in it. So Lauren's gonna make like this really cool like trip video, but so Piz, we're walking. I'm praying that Lauren got video of our crew walking back to the hotel because you just see Piz in the middle, and his 6'5" big ass is just like in the middle of us, and we look like a gang. It was so funny. So we get to the hotel. Jay is knocked the hell out in the bed, and Piz gets right in the bed next to Jay, and it's the funniest damn thing. And I know we got video of that. And then, like I said, we just shot the shit with everybody and Piz, and it was pretty surreal. Like once we got Piz and everybody together, like that's when it was like, dude, like we're chilling with Piz, and
yeah.
It was the highlight of the trip. Everything's been great. Having Nick with me has been awesome. And but when we got everybody together like that, that's when it was like, holy shit! Like this is a live stream, but it's real.
Yeah, it felt real, and it was cool too because Piz in his live streams, guys, you know he loves his Dr. McGillicuddy's and whatnot. He's the same way in person. When we get back to the hotel room, he's like, "Give me a beer," and then Christian's telling him about the peanut butter whiskey. He's like, "Give me a shot." So, you know, Piz is Piz, you know, but yeah, it really did feel like it came together when we got with him, you know, because it's like, he's like the ringleader of all of us in a way. We're all kind of extensions of him. We've all been watching him for years. He's obviously got the largest following of all of us. Everybody loves Piz, you know, so when we got in the same room with Piz, it was like, all right, this is real. Like, and he immediately was like, everyone's attention was drawn to him. Like he was like the captain of the ship, basically. He is. And it was just really, really cool, man. He was awesome in person. But Jeremy stole the show. Paparazzi was everywhere. We were telling Piz, we have got to get pictures with him. And he was like, well, you know, my girlfriend took him to Half Price Books to go shopping, so it might be a while. So we hung out in the hotel room for a while until she called and said, all right, I'm here. Everybody filed out. Jeremy, can I get a photo? Jeremy, can I get a photo? He's loving it. Just giving thumbs up, shaking everybody's hand, pointing out our shirts. You know, he was great.
Jess Graham was freaking out. He got up from the table and went to go follow him. And I was like, don't worry, Jess, let me tell. And Piz goes, no, he'll be back. He'll be back for photo ops. Mm-hmm. And we all were joking, like we needed to have Jeremy, like we needed to go to a Taco Bell and Jeremy be behind a table to sign autographs.
Yeah, it was great. But and then as far as the stuff I got, like he said, I got a Halloween 5 one.
Of course he did.
I was going to get 4, but then I saw 5.
Well, and, 5 is cooler looking on the front anyway, you know.
And the same thing, magnets, stickers, keychains, obviously retro looking. And, you know, after I take all this stuff out and put it where I'm going to put it, I'm going to keep this box to display. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Then I got an original Halloween shirt because, of course, I did. And
hey, just really quick, let's shout out that company. I'm actually wearing one. Red Death Studios, guys. Mm-hmm. I've bought multiple shirts. They're always at Texas Frightmare. which I'll go this year too, guys, because I'm really excited. They're actually going to put it in a convention center and not a mousetrap like they have been. Red Def Studio shirts are the best. They don't fade and they don't shrink. They use really nice Gildan tees. So they're $20 fair price, which some of them are 25, but yeah, those guys are great. So definitely go to those guys or go to their website. Red Def Studios are just absolutely fantastic.
And then I got a classic Munster shirt, but it's the Rob Zombie like font and everything, but it's the classic shirt. So, screw it, whatever. I thought it was dope and I bought it. And yeah, I mean, that was fun, man. And then we went and got dinner at a Mexican restaurant. And then we just watched some Indian action movie.
Dakad, which was crazy.
Yeah.
What's really been great about the trip, though, is talking movies with people in person and legitimately being so respectful and just like everybody's being so honest about what they like, but it's like so great. Expect like with Lauren to talk to him about stuff. And Nick was just picking Lauren's brain at dinner. I mean, just what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? But it's great to be together and talk because you lose that when you're typing to people, everything comes across as dry, especially me. I always come across like dry bread, but to be in person and to share how we feel about stuff and talk movies, dude, that's really what it's all about. I mean, so it was awesome just to sit at the table with everybody and not only talk with your friends, but like talk about shit you want to talk about where it's not BS talk at the table when you go to family dinner and stuff like that. So, dude, it was awesome.
Yeah, and the reason I talked to Lauren too is because like Lauren very famously has a very refined taste in movies that he likes, and I like a lot of shit. I'll be totally honest. So I like a different perspective to ask him. I was just picking his brain. What Halloween movies do you like and why? And guess what? I found out Lauren likes Halloween 5, and this guy likes highbrow movies. So you guys need to come around to this movie already. Damn it. And I found out which Friday movies he likes and doesn't like. Jason X is his number 3. Number 3. He loves Jason X. So it just goes to show, although we might think we're very different, we're all a lot alike. And there's a lot of common ground there. And so it was really cool to experience that in person and have these talks with these guys. And, I mean, it's been really, really fun for me. It's been something that I was worried about because I was like, I really only know Christian that well. So I also don't want to like just be like, hey, Christian, I'm going to literally follow you everywhere. But like Jess has been awesome. Lauren has been awesome. Piz was awesome. All the guys have been awesome. Jay's been awesome. Yeah. Like it's just been like assimilated like that. Like, all right. Yeah. What's up? Like when I came in last night, everyone's like, what's up, man? Everyone's like giving me hugs and shit. And I'm like, hey, like I thought Christian was going to be the only one that was going to give a shit that I was here. So
they're great guys.
Yeah, it's just been really cool. I mean, this is something that I'd love to make an annual thing. I'd love to do this every year and get the same crew back together because we all do live in different states. And since some of the guys live in this state or close to this state, Christian doesn't and Jess don't, but a lot of us do. And I know Jay would be willing probably every year to come up here if we made this an annual thing. And I think that'd be really cool to see how this goes like over the years.
And now that we've done it, there's no way we can't do it. I mean, it really has been so fun. It's been so fun to just get away from work and everything. And it's so cool that Sydney gets it. Like, she's like, go be with your friends. Like she didn't want to go. She was like, go do your thing, have fun with your friends. So not that I would be upset if my wife was with me, but it's like I'm a bachelor again for the week. It's like it's just fucking awesome, man.
But don't take that the wrong way, guys. It's literally, we're bachelors. We're all with dudes, though. Christian and I actually slept in the same bed last night. So yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun, man. We've had a great time, and I don't know. Is there anything else we could talk about? I mean, it doesn't have to be a super long episode. But
No, because we got the guys that we're going to get back to, and we're going to get back to Trivial Pursuit because I'm going to avenge last night's loss.
Yeah, we have been playing this. We played trivia last night, and it was crazy. We were getting the questions are either super easy or impossible.
Yeah.
There's no middle. There's no middle ground.
It's like. And in this 1929 movie from Italy, what was this building called? And it's like, what the fuck? And then it's like, where was Ginger Snaps filmed? It's like, come on. You know what I mean? And of course, Christian's team was getting a bunch of, the easy ones. But no, it was fun. It was fun. And it has been really, really cool, man. And I I mean, aside from things to talk about, like, honestly, guys, I mean, Christian, you'll be back home, what, Tuesday or Monday night?
Either Monday night or Tuesday morning. It just
like
depends
if he
on how I
back
feel.
To Jay's too late, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just see how I feel.
Because the reason I ask is because we'll probably still record an episode this week, depending on Christian's work schedule, a full episode where we have a topic or whatever. But we had already promised you guys that we're going to do something like this, and we obviously wanted to. So, like, we're going to get it out. We're going to do that. But I don't know if there's really anything top of mind to really talk about right now. I mean, the discourse has been with ends, and we've talked about that. So, I don't know. Yeah. What do you got?
No, nothing else really. We saw whoever you were in a line.
Yeah.
But somebody yelled at us not yelled at us, but they knew us. So whoever you were, drop your comment below.
Yeah.
So we can formally tell you hi.
Because you were in the middle of a line. I don't know if you were waiting for Kane Hodder or somebody, but like obviously
might have been. I think
we knew you couldn't get out of line. So like we said hi and everything. We didn't get your name. Leave a comment down below. I know there were some other people here today that we didn't get to meet. Shout out to you, Andrew. I know you got to meet Robert. I hope that was awesome. Shout out to Matt. I know he was here too. There was some people here, and it was, I don't know, it was kind of cool to not get stopped every 5 seconds, but I wouldn't lie. It would have also been cool to get stopped and be like, hey, oh my God, I know you guys.
We saw Ryan 1988.
Yeah, Justin. We saw Justin, and
right when we walked up to the damn place,
and we saw Jamie too.
He was waiting for us.
Yeah, he was, and but Justin had already been on the convention circuit from the beginning. He was here yesterday when they opened, so he had pretty much already met everyone and done everything, and we hadn't even gotten in yet. So we got a picture with him. We talked a little bit, and we go in, get our tickets, and then the place is so crowded with people, we didn't even see him again. But it was nice to meet Justin and see him in person too. He's a dear friend. Yeah, man, it's been cool. It's been really cool. Lord knows what we're going to get into tonight, man. I don't know.
I'm comfortable tipsy right now. I've been drinking that peanut butter. What was it? It's not rum. It's a whiskey. Yeah. And
that shit tastes like peanut butter. Like,
so good.
Yeah.
But Jay bought this like long bottle of like 99 proof flavored stuff or whatever.
Oh, that box.
Yeah. And those banana ones are good.
He asked me to try cherry limeade last night. Not for me.
Yeah.
That burned.
Some of them may just be a little too gimmicky. Yeah, some of them are pretty harsh too going down.
And I'm not a liquor guy. And guess what? I'm here for a half hour yesterday, and Christian goes, "Here, man, take a shot." And I was like, "Man, I don't ever drink liquor." So, "Come on, take a shot." And I was like, "Oh, now." So I took a shot, and I thought I'd need a chaser. I didn't. It just tasted like straight up peanut butter. Which is dangerous because if you like peanut butter and you drink some of that stuff, good luck. Jay fell asleep in a chair. He went a little hard last night. He had some fun. He recovered. Jess Graham, oh man,
he slept on that. What do you call that thing? Is that like
it's like an ottoman, right? Ottoman. Yeah, he slept on an ottoman,
but a small ottoman.
Yeah,
it's like 2 feet long.
And Christian's got some funny ass videos of Jess. I don't know if they will see the light of day publicly.
He gave me permission.
Okay, but I mean, it's been wild. It's been really, really cool, man. I'm having fun.
Yeah, it's been nice, like knowing that, like even though we're all adults now, when you get together with your friends,
you're
like
still kids.
you're still kids.
Yeah.
Even Lauren, and Lauren's the oldest one out of us. Lauren is the silliest one out of all of us. So it's just great. It's just great to know. My biggest fear is growing up mentally. Not physically, because what the fuck can you do about that? But mentally growing up. So, it's just been really great. And I don't know, man. We're gonna try to just enjoy this night. I think you got to leave. Do you have to leave early tomorrow, or just?
I mean, we'll probably be able to do like breakfast or lunch or something, and then I'm gonna pick my son up. Yeah. I would love to go back to the con tomorrow, but
me and Jay will probably do that if you leave then.
For financial reasons, I should not, because I spent like $200 just in one day.
So they had this one booth where this guy makes I don't know if it was clay or like resin. I think they were resin because they were really stiff, but he had them on these boards, and he had Nightmare on Elm Street. He replicated the phone with the tongues, and they were priced accordingly because they're all handmade. They had he had a plaque of Tarman's face against it. It was beautiful, but it was $80, and I really, really, couldn't. Jay just asked if we were fucking. Yeah, I'll show you guys. You can't really see it.
Y'all fucking.
That booth was amazing, absolutely amazing. So we did that. We looked at that for a while, and I was like, look, he had a Freddy head that was absolutely insane too, but same price. I just didn't. I so regret
He
it.
had an Art the Clown bust too. That one was 100,
but it was beautiful.
So good.
Dude, it was
so good.
It was beautiful.
But if Christian's going back to the con tomorrow, guys, don't be surprised if he picks up Tarman.
I don't need to, but my wife will kill me. But
yeah,
I don't know. I did get this is awesome. This was only $40, so I'm gonna get a board and make like a Jason X thing, and maybe if I ever get an actual Jason X, I have the front mask now, so I can do that. But I know this was awesome, and this was awesome. So I anytime I can get anything Jason X related, you're damn right I'm getting it. So yeah, that's cool, man.
I'm going to say this on the podcast now, guys. I don't know how this is going to work or how it's going to go, but I think I want to do this more than once a year. I think I would like to, twice a year, try to make it a thing where I get together with Christian in some form, whether it's a con, Texas Frightmare, whatever it may be, or because
just come to my house. That'd be great.
I mean, I think that's cool, man. I really do. And I love taking time off work. Don't get me wrong. And doing this where we can actually talk to each other in person while talking to you guys. This is crazy. It's really, really weird because I don't know. You do stuff with people online. You do these videos and you talk and you get to know each other and you never know if you're ever going to actually cross paths. And then when you cross paths and you realize that you don't hate each other in person too, it's like, wow, shit, I could do this again. So
I'm pretty chill.
Yeah. But I mean, these past 2 days, you haven't been chill.
Only when I drink.
Yeah, no, I mean that in a good way.
I get loud when I drink.
Yeah, no, when we were playing Trivial Pursuit, he was getting down on the ground yesterday and charging up and almost looking like he was going to do push-ups because he was so excited. And yeah, I mean, we were having fun, man. I would love to do this more because also, hey, I've never seen Louisiana, so maybe I will have to come to his stomping ground sometime.
It was actually a lot like Jay's, Mississippi area. I mean, granted, it's only 2 hours away, but it's very rural. But Jay had a beautiful house too, man. I wish I could just live with him. But no, it was nice. It'd be cool, man. I don't know how far of a ride that is for you.
I'd probably fly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. It'd probably be about a 10-hour drive. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it probably would be.
But yeah, I mean, I just think that this type of stuff's cool, and we've had a really fun time. And honestly, tonight, it's not just me. Some other people are leaving tomorrow too. Lauren's leaving tomorrow, right?
Yeah. He's got a flight.
Yeah. So, we're definitely going to cut loose a little bit tonight, and because this will be the last hoorah with everybody here. So I'm just telling you guys right now, you guys, at the time you're watching this, obviously it's days later, but I'm not going to let Christian go quietly into the night. Okay. We are going to have fun tonight. So yeah, I don't know. What do you want here?
I guess that's all we got, guys. Hopefully you just enjoyed this episode of us in person.
45 minutes, just shooting the shit.
Yeah. Shooting the shit, man. It's been awesome. I'm so glad we all were able to do this, and everybody here that was with us, Jonathan, those guys, Corey had to leave already. They were awesome. It was just so great to hang out and go to the convention. And it was Scarefest is a good convention compared to what I've been dealing with. Now, I'll be able to report on Texas Frightmare this year with a new venue, thank God, because it was like a mousetrap. Just it was horrible last year. But Scarefest is a good convention. It's not perfect, but I don't know if there is a perfect one. But this one was good. Very happy with the venue is a good size, and it was cold in there. It wasn't hot, which is Texas Frightmare is an oven. But then again, like I said, you've got 10 pounds of shit in 2-pound bag over there, what they've been having lately. So I guess that's it, guys. Hopefully you just enjoyed this episode. I don't know. We're in person, and
we're in person.
I brought the mic, so hopefully it doesn't sound like ass.
Yeah,
so,
but even if it does, whatever.
It's real.
We're here. We're in the flesh. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. This has been sick. And I know a lot of you guys, by the way, we just want to say thank you guys for the reaction to the picture that we posted of us together. Everyone's been like, this is insane. This is awesome. You guys are the best. That stuff is really cool to us. And we really appreciate that you guys think so highly of the podcast. And of our channels individually. So keep sharing this podcast, keep listening, keep doing you. I mean, we appreciate the hell out of you guys.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the best way to close this off is to say we're going to go get stupid.
Yes.
And it's going to be fun.
Yes. Thank you, guys. We love y'all. Thank you for the support. Keep on whatever. Love y'all. Good night.